everyone, it's Tara. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with part 1 of my July TBR. In July, I am planning on participating in 3 different readathons, and so I'm going to do a TBR video for each of those readathons, just to kind of, I don't know, keep things separated, I don't know, and also to prevent my TBR video from being like super long. So today is part 1, which will be my Jane Austen July TBR and any other books that I plan on reading throughout the month that are not part of any of the readathons, if that makes sense. So I'm really excited to participate in Jane Austen July this year. I had heard about it last year, but I had already committed to another month-long readathon, and I couldn't make the prompts, both prompts fit with each other for each readathon. So this is my first year participating in Jane Austen July, and I'm really just feeling like I need some Jane Austen in my life. It's been a long time since I've read any Jane Austen, and I'm excited to participate. So Jane Austen July is hosted by Blatantly Bookish and Books and Things. I will leave both of their announcement videos down below if you would like to participate. I think it's going to be a lot of fun and just a way to kind of, get outside of our current world and into a different time. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm going to start with those books and those prompts, and then go into any other books that I plan on reading after that. So prompt number 1 is to read one of Jane Austen's main 6 novels, and for that I am going to be reading Emma. This is probably my favorite Jane Austen book, although I don't think that I've read all 6 of them, but this is my favorite, and I just wanted to do a reread of it. And there is a read-along for this happening the first half of July, and the details for the read-along are in both of the announcement videos. Prompt number 2 is to read something written by Jane Austen that is not one of her 6 novels, and for that I'm going to read Lady Susan, which is part of this bind up of 3 of her works, which 2 of them are unfinished, and Lady Susan is a little novella, which, let's see, how long is this? I think it was right around 100 pages. Yeah, it's 103 pages. So excited to read this. I've never read this before. We'll see how it goes. Prompt number 3 is to read a nonfiction work about Jane Austen or her time period, and I do not have a book picked out for this yet. I used to own a biography of Jane Austen, and I've unhauled it, which I'm kind of mad about. So I think I'm gonna try and find a biography on Jane Austen. If not, I've been watching some recommendation videos on books about her time period, so hopefully I'll be able to find something at some point in July that I can read for that. Prompt number 4 is to read a modern retelling of one of Jane Austen's works. I couldn't find an exact retelling of one of her works on my shelves, but there is one that I really want to read, which is Dangerous Alliance by, I looked up how to pronounce her name. It is Jenica, I believe, Cohen. I'll put a picture up here somewhere. I'm hoping I can get it. It was a book of the month add-on, and I'm hoping that it still is, so that I can read that or check it out from my library if not. Prompt number 5, I think, is to read a book written by one of Jane Austen's contemporaries. And again, this was a hard one for me, but I think I am going to try Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Frankenstein was published the year after Jane Austen died, but Mary Shelley was living when Jane Austen was living. As part of Jane Austen July, there are 2 prompts to watch something, so I do plan on participating in those as well. So the first one of those is to watch a direct adaptation of one of Jane Austen's works, and for that I am going to be rewatching the 6-hour BBC miniseries for Pride and Prejudice. I have not watched that, I think, since high school, and I found out that it is available on Hulu, and so I'm going to be watching that, and I'm so excited. I love Colin Firth as Mr. Darcy, so I'm so excited to watch that. And then the last prompt is to watch a modern adaptation of one of Jane Austen's works, and for that I'm going to be watching Clueless, because it's my favorite It's one of my favorite movies. I love it. It's a great adaptation of Emma. So I'm a fan of that, so I'll probably be watching that as well. Those are my books for Jane Austen July. Next, I'm just going to quickly talk about a few books that I hoped to get to throughout July when I'm not participating in the other readathons. So these are, I don't want to say they're going to officially be on my TBR, but I probably should do it. So I need to read Dear George and Dear Mary if I don't finish it in the next couple of days. This is the next book I'm starting to read in June, and we only have 2 days left, so most likely this will be a carryover. Then I also want to carry on reading a couple of the series that I have going on. So I did not get to Thunderhead, which was not on my official June TBR, but it was something that I wanted to get to during a readathon that I participated in, and I did not. So I want to carry on with that. So I'll be reading Thunderhead. And then I want to move on in the Charlotte Holmes series. So I'm going to keep The Case for Jamie by Brittany Cavallaro, which was a book that I had put on my, if I have time to get to it in June, I will. But I'm going to officially put this on my TBR because I want to continue on with the series of that. So now it is my TBR glass picks. So I've been doing pretty good, aside from Dear George, Dear Mary, which I'm still planning on getting to in June. So let's keep going. We're going to continue to pick 2. Okay. So this first glass, if you aren't familiar, is just random books from my shelves that I have not read. I just kind of put a bunch of titles in this jar. So we're going to just grab one randomly. Oh, okay. So it is The Perfect Mother. All right, so The Perfect Mother by Amy Molly, which my mom actually sent me. I believe this is a thriller. I don't know much about it, which is kind of how I like going into my thrillers. So that's a good addition to my TBR. So I'll be reading this. And then this glass here are books that have previously been on my TBR that I didn't get to for whatever reason. So this is, oh good, it's short. It's The Bookshop, which is right here by Penelope Fitzgerald, which, again, I don't know a lot about this, but it's about a widow in 1959 that opens a bookshop. But it's nice and short. It's like 155 pages. So these are the books I'm going to try and get to just throughout the month of July, which should be totally manageable because a lot of them are pretty small, and the ones that aren't small should read pretty quickly. So that's that. I will be coming back at you soon with another TBR video, and then probably mid-month my TBR for the reading rush. So let me know down below if you are participating in Jane Austen July, and if you have any recommendations for a nonfiction book I should read for that. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy reading. Bye!